Okay.
As all of you have committed a breach of faith, the Archbishop will now pass judgment.
Ah, also tatsächlich.
Inciting a kingdom noble to rebel. Unlawful entry. The attempted assassination of the Archbishop. An attack on the Holy Mausoleum. It is unnecessary to go on, followers of the Western Church.
What? We have nothing to do with the Western Church.
You have already been identified. Please spare us your second-rate theater.
Dishonoring a holy ceremony is worthy of death for a member of the Church. You are well past the hope of redemption. If you have any grace remaining, you will willingly offer your life as atonement for this crime.
No, this isn't what we were told would happen. We've been deceived!
It's no use arguing. Whatever your excuse, the punishment stands.
May your souls find peace as they return to the goddess.
Wait, please! The goddess would never forgive you for our execution!
Monster! We know you've already slaughtered many of our fellow brethren like this.
This concludes the investigation. Please remove these poor lost souls from my sight.
I suppose that's that. The assassination attempt, the attack on the Holy Mausoleum. Looks like it was all a plot by the Western Church. It's just too bad that that masked knight who was leading the attack got away. Vanished without a trace.
But
Stimmt hier gar
why
nicht.
would the Western Church want to attack Lady Rhea?
Why? Take your pick of reasons. Relations with the Western Church aren't exactly friendly. Oh, that's right. Gerald mentioned that you grew up completely isolated from the church.
Dum dum dum.
The Church of Seros is split into a few different branches across Fodlan. The Central Church is headquartered right here at Garrick Mach. Then there's the Western Church. Far west from Castle Gaspar, where Lord Lonato had his little rebellion, is the fortress city of Aryan Road. It's the strongest fortress in the kingdom. On the other side of it is the headquarters of the Western Church.
Not too smart to bicker with people who worship the same goddess as you.
The bishop of the Western Church must be pretty ambitious. Probably hopes to split off completely. In which case, he'd need to weaken the Central Church's influence. Killing Rhea is certainly one way to do that. To the shock of no one, I hear the knights have been sent to subdue the leaders of the Western Church. We'll probably get a chance to assist.
You're an odd one, aren't you, Professor? How'd you make it this far in life without ever interacting with the church? I can't believe someone like you exists in Fodlan. It's too strange.
If you think that's weird, consider the fact that Rhea hired Teach despite all that.
So those guys they caught, they all got the axe, right? That's brutal.
Lady Rhea can be rather intimidating at times. In fact, she can be downright terrifying. Professor, those who cannot be saved must be delivered to the goddess for judgment. Is that not so?
There you are, Professor. It seems Lady Rhea would like a word with you. Come with me.
Und wenn ich Nein sage? No?
The Archbishop
God damn it.
lives. Not that I had ever placed much faith in those swine from the Western Church.
I have news, both good and bad. The remains of Seros were not in a tomb. However, something else was. The Sword of the Creator.
Ah, the weapon wielded by that thief, the King of Liberation.
Thief? Huh. At any rate, it is now in the hands of the Academy's new professor. I doubt you will be surprised to hear that the crest stone had already been removed from the sword when it was found.
As expected. It would be foolish to keep both in the same location.
There's more. The professor was able to awaken the sword's true power. Even without the crest stone, the sword glowed red. The professor's crest is compatible. There is no mistaking it.
Absurd. Using a relic without its crest stone should be impossible. The King of Liberation's bloodline should not even...
They must be allowed to keep it, for now. I do not have enough information about the Professor to act. As for your request, I assent. The Death Knight is at your command. Use him well.
Good. I believe I will enjoy this a great deal.
Ich habe den Ritter des Todes gekillt. Hallo.
I cannot thank you enough for defeating those invaders in the Holy Mausoleum, and especially for protecting the sword of the Creator. That sword is one of the hero's relics, and the most precious artifact in the Church's
Ich hab's nicht
possession.
beschützt. Ich hab's geklaut.
It is also a weapon of terrifying power. For now, I will entrust the sword to you. Please use it wisely.
Lady Rhea, wait. Do you truly mean to give the sword of the Creator to this stranger? Surely it is not the sort of thing one hands over so readily, even to someone who has the ability to wield it. If someone like Nemesis were to appear again, all of Fodlan would be consumed by war. Nemesis, the King of Liberation. He is an ancient king of mankind who was defeated by Seiros over 1,000 years ago. When Fodlan was attacked by wicked gods, it is said that the goddess gifted Nemesis with the sword of the Creator. Nemesis used that sword to defeat the wicked gods, saving all of Fodlan. Henceforth, he was dubbed the King of Liberation. However, his power began to corrupt him until he himself turned to the darkness. Saint Seiros was forced to destroy him. Lady Rhea, I beg you to reconsider. Given a little more time, we could more accurately assess this stranger's abilities.
No. I have faith, Seteth. Faith that our friend here will not be corrupted by wickedness. Since the death of Nemesis, none have been able to wield the sword of the Creator. Now, after all those long years of being sealed away, it has returned and found a new master.
I understand. As you wish, Lady Rhea. There you have it, Professor. See that you do not betray the trust the Archbishop has seen fit to bestow upon you.
Du bist immer noch ein Arschloch.
The sword of the Creator? The King of Liberation? Each tale is more confusing than the last. And I really can't read that Rhea at all. That sword is clearly precious. So why is she so keen to gift the thing to you? I feel as though we have become entangled in a mystery. And there is one more thing that has been plaguing me. The sword of the Creator. It somehow feels distinct from other relics we have seen. Such as the one that... Oh goodness, what was her name?
Catherine? Katze?
Yes, her! The sword of the Creator is different from her Thunderbrand in one key way. It bears a hole, where something should have been, but is no more. I despise not knowing what is going on. It frightens me. And yet, I place my trust in you. I must. Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
Wenn ich genug Antwortmöglichkeiten bekomme, aus denen ich wählen darf, mache ich das gerne.
The sword of the Creator, pulled right from the legends. I finally found it, and yet it ended up in Teach's hands. Could I even use it anyway? Damn it. There's no telling what's to come.
Finger weg. Aber mal, hallo. Kamera bewegen, das spurt. Und das Foto konnte ich nicht mehr lesen. Sprich zu mir.
Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds.
Danke.
The ceaseless rains that satiate the verdant landscape of Fodlan are accompanied by fierce winds and mighty roars of thunder. This abundance of rain, sparkling as it falls against beams of emerging sunlight, is a constant reminder to the people of Fodlan that nature is ever wild and unpredictable. For when the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way to a glorious rainbow.
Au. Habe ich schon ein paar Mal gelesen. 03333330000333330. Geht doch. Neue Bereiche. Yeah. Yeah. Hä?
I have a new mission for you, Professor.
Halt die
I would
Klappe.
like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
Hä?
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Vargas, the Lance of Ruin.
Der Lanze,
Their
geil.
leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier.
Ja, wegen dem Relikt wahrscheinlich. Egal.
This skirmish involves a holy relic, and is therefore more than a single noble is capable of resolving. The hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force. Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church. So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator, which is more than capable of opposing any relic.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear. However, to ensure that no harm comes to the students, we will also send the monastery's most skilled individuals to aid you.
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword.
Kann ich.
Also, you should
Fick
know
dich.
that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
Wegen meinem
Hey, Teach.
Waffensiegel-Ding
I
in
gotta
mir.
say, I never would have guessed you were a descendant of the King of Liberation. You didn't forget, did you? That story I told you about a relic that could cut a mountain in half? That relic was the Sword of the Creator, the very same used by Nemesis, the King of Liberation.
Ne, das hier kann ich nicht sicher sagen, auf jeden Fall. Aber, ich weiß noch nicht, wer Nemesis der Befreier ist, ne? Hat mir, glaube ich, noch keiner erzählt, richtig? Doch, Moment. Ah, doch, der Arschloch-Typ da eben. Der hat das vorhin mal erzählt. So.
Don't be coy, Teach. The Sword of the Creator could only be wielded by Nemesis. If you can use it too, that can only mean you have that Bloodline's crest. Fine. Keep your secrets. But just so you know, I don't understand isn't gonna cut it here at the monastery. Speaking of, Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. He probably wants to examine your crest with those crazy instruments of his. Actually, sounds amusing. Maybe I'll tag along.
If it isn't my little Claude, what has you so worked up?
Judith? What are you doing here?
That's Lady Judith to you, boy. I told you, until you're in charge, I expect you to address me with all due respect. Anyway,
Pflegemutter
I'm
oder
here to
was?
retrieve you. Duke Regan's condition has taken a turn for the worse.
Are you saying the old man's on his deathbed?
No, it's not that bad. But in the state he's in, he won't be able to participate in the next Roundtable conference. He wants you to go in his stead. I volunteered to play the messenger.
Well, thanks for that. Oh, and Teach, this is Judith, also known as the hero of House Daphnel.
So you're little Claude's teacher, are you? How much trouble has he been giving you?
If her nickname didn't give it away, you should know that Judith, Lady Judith, is the leader of the famous House Daphne of the Leicester Alliance. She used to be a big deal at the Round Table conferences, but it seems of late she's been reduced to a mere...
You had better shut that mouth before I put my boot in it, you tactless nuisance. Now come on, let's get going. Sorry, Professor, but I need to borrow the boy for a bit.
Mach halt.
I suppose we'll have to finish our chat later. Sorry, Teach. But don't you worry. I'll be back in time for our next mission. All right, Judith, let's get going.
It's Lady... I suppose you are the active leader for the time being. Fair enough, boy. Fair enough.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately. Specifically, that you are able to awaken the sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered. I had, of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole. In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments.
Ich habe das gerade alles
After
verstanden.
this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain. The crest my conclusions led me to was far too unusual. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation. The crest of flames. That is what you possess. Your ability to wield the sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis. A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial, and now resurrected. There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
Bla bla bla. Seine ganzen Thesen und so klangen irgendwie kacke. Manuela. Das ist ein Mädchenname. Teestunde. Ach, sie ist das. Sie ist erwachsen, sie will den hier. Ach, warte,
Thank you for your invitation. To what do I owe this surprise? Thank you.
Kein Kommentar von wegen Lieblingstee? Schade.
It's good.
Ach, sie war überrascht. Ich dachte, es wäre ihr zu heiß gewesen oder so. Also der Tee, nicht ich. Ach du meine Güte. Okay, ich rate hier rum, die dumm. Das da? Das ganz links ist meine zweite Wahl. Okay. Die liebste Bühne, Strategie, verlässliche Bühne. Easy.
Oh, what fun. There's no alcohol in here. It's better if you can sleep without it, but all you have is tea? Oh.
Mist. Also, das ist, ich wollte nur nicken. Ich wusste nicht, ob es jetzt so ein...
Anytime you need anything. I'll be waiting, Professor.
Ich habe mich gefragt, ob es so ein zustimmendes Nicken ist, von wegen, ja, Alkohol wäre cool. Oder ob das halt ein Nicken ist, von wegen, ja, ich habe leider nur Tee hier. Wow, die Woche ging ja schnell rum. Und wo ist mein Kalender hin verschwunden? Geht doch. Sonntag, Seminar, Sonntag, Seminar, Sonntag. Na, ganze Woche nix. Kampf 0%. Naja, ich muss wahrscheinlich eh erkunden gehen. Aber erstmal gucke ich bei Examen. Fragezeichen. Dozentenrang von C oder höher? Dunkelklasse hat mich jetzt interessiert halt. Naja, gehen wir mal erkunden. Wobei ich ganz ehrlich sein muss, ich habe gerade nicht besonders viel Lust mehr zu zocken. Lanzenkampf der Häuser. Muah, der werde ich sowas von dominieren. Ja. Ich weiß nie so recht. Ein bisschen Tee. Ich könnte gleich auch ein bisschen Super Mario wieder zocken oder sowas. Super Mario Maker. Aber am meisten Bock habe ich, glaube ich, einfach nur irgendwas zum Trinken zu holen. Kakao zum Beispiel wieder. Und dann hier ein paar Videos einfach gucken oder so. YouTube gucken und so. Also erstmal drücke ich auf Erkunden. Weil das ist echt das Einzige, was ich machen kann gerade, glaube ich.
A stone? A stone. I do not understand. Yet as I think of it, the pounding in my chest grows faster still.
Ich bin's nicht.
But is that me? Or is it you?
Tiefsinnig. Dim 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 dim. Dim. Albinea Beerentee. Ja, ein süßer Duft. Habe ich gesehen. Alles schon gesehen, alles schon gelesen. Also nebenbei. Unterstützung. Wow! Fuck! Wow! Das sind so viele. Shit. Okay. Wir fangen einfach ganz vorne. Ich glaube, ich mache jetzt mein Mikro aus. Und mache es dann nur an, wenn ich wirklich irgendwas ganz Wichtiges habe. Und gönne euch jetzt ganz, ganz viele Geschichten, die ich jetzt einfach durchlaufen lasse. Ja, ich mache nebenbei ein bisschen das Mikro aus, dass ich mich auch strecken kann und einen Stuhl quietschen hier so. Na? Ja. Nummer 1.
You. Just what are you up to?
Well, if it isn't Lorenz.
Yes, it is. Try not to sound so affronted. And you're just whimsically wandering the monastery grounds again, I suppose?
Oh, naturally. After all, I really do adore the Garrick Mach Monastery.
No, I think not. That impish look on your face does not suggest innocence. You are up to something.
Lorenz, control yourself. Let's not start throwing around baseless accusations. It's not proper. This monastery is packed with 1,000 years of history. Well, 5 years shy of 1,000 if we're going for accuracy. Those pillars, these walls, even the floor, they've all seen more than we can possibly imagine. Our distant ancestors may have walked these very halls. Doesn't that excite you?
Perhaps if this were a discussion about art, but I'm afraid walls and floors are not sufficiently interesting to hold my attention. Nor will they suffice to distract me from what is plainly suspicious about you. House Regan was on the brink of collapse until they suddenly revealed you as their legitimate heir. That was only a year ago. Where were you before then? Are you even a true heir to House Regan?
If I weren't truly of House Regan descent, how do you imagine I acquired my crest?
A crest is insufficient. I am referring to your noble disposition or lack thereof.
Well, that's what I came here to hone, after all. I can only hope that you will assent to instruct me in the art of snobbery, Professor Lorenz.
I do not think you grasp the significance of the responsibility you bear. Do you even know what it means to lead the Leicester Alliance? I take no pleasure in saying this, but much of the chaos in our ranks right now is due to the failings of House Regan's leadership. I intend to set things right, and once I expose you for the fraud you are and reclaim my rightful place, that is precisely what I will do. To be blunt, it would have been better had you never shown your face here.
Sheesh, that guy. He just can't be reasoned with.
Okay, erster Kommentar. Warum sagt der Typ auf Englisch? Einfach nur, es wäre besser gewesen, wenn du dein Gesicht nie gezeigt hättest, weil ich habe nicht sowas wie hideous oder hideous oder wie es dann ausgesprochen wird, oder ugly oder despiceable face. Ja, er sagt einfach nur, wäre besser gewesen, wenn dein Gesicht hier nie aufgetaucht wäre oder sowas, sich gezeigt hätte. Und auf Deutsch steht da, deine hässliche Fratze. Aber mal davon abgesehen, ich mag den Typen immer weniger. Das ist ein Arschloch. Mal gucken, mit wem das Arschloch jetzt sprechen will. Mit Ignaz. Er tut mir jetzt schon leid.
Ignaz, let us take a short break. I will pour tea. Please choose a teapot for us to use.
You want me to pick one?
I don't see any other Ignaz around here, do you? Go on now, we're wasting time. The pots are over here. I will leave the selection to your judgment.
Let's see. How about this?
That's rather plain. Why did you choose that one?
The tea you chose has a very subtle taste, as well as a smooth, light texture. Such an unassuming tea calls for an unassuming pot, and one that complements the tea's color. In addition, the pot I selected has a floral design. Although we can't go for a walk today, we can still bask a little in nature's beauty.
Very interesting. You know, you have an absolutely marvelous aesthetic eye. Precisely what I would expect from the son of a merchant house that has enjoyed the Gloucester's patronage for so many years. After we graduate, when you begin your trade in earnest, I will introduce you to my father.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. But I'm afraid I'm already on the path to becoming a knight.
Ah, right, you are a second son. Still, your eye for beauty is a talent that should not go to waste. Very well. If you are to be a knight, then I shall happily take you into my service.
Well...
What? Does that displease you?
Not at all. I just need a little time to think it over.
His eye for the arts is unwavering, but in all other matters he is woefully indecisive.
Er ist vernünftig. Nicht zu dir gehen. Next.
Lysithea, do you have a moment? There is a matter of significance I'd like to discuss with you.
I know you're always seeking the attention of ladies, but why are you wasting your breath on me?
Don't be silly. I want to discuss the future of the Alliance, to have a constructive and candid exchange of opinion.
I'm not so sure I'm the one being silly. Actually, I'm busy. Stuff to do.
Now, hold on just a moment. House Ordelia will never benefit from such a narrow-minded mentality.
I was under the impression you were interested in me as a person. What do house matters have to do with anything?
As it stands, the bonds between Alliance lords are quite weak. If this state of affairs persists, I'm afraid those bonds may dissolve entirely.
I couldn't care less.
House Ordelia may be small, but a small house is fettered by fewer obligations than a larger one. Apply yourselves actively in diplomacy, negotiate wisely, and you could do much to help maintain peace among the neighboring lords. The recognition of those lords would benefit your house immensely. To that end, why not start with me, the heir to House Gloucester? It couldn't hurt for us to become friends, could it?
Yes, of course, when the time comes. But right now, I'm quite busy. Maybe later. As it is, I'm studying magic for the benefit of the Alliance, and I would appreciate it if you left me to it.
Ah, I see. Then forgive the intrusion. I will take my leave of you for now. But if there is any way I can be of help, to you or your house, I hope that you won't hesitate to ask. After all, as I'm sure you know, the future of the Alliance is my responsibility.
The future, he says. As though I have a future.
Was? Du bist 15, oder nicht? Du hast eine Riesenzukunft. So gefällt es mir noch nicht ganz. Ich habe gerade mein Mikro ein bisschen umgelegt und sowas. Liege gerade auf dem Bett. Aber das Mikro hängt nicht so von meiner Fresse, wie ich es gerne hätte. Dementsprechend werde ich das Mikro gleich wieder muten, während das nächste Gespräch mit dem uninteressantesten Typen auf der Welt läuft. Jetzt.
Ah, Lorenz. At it again.
Hello, Hilda. Are you training too? If that's the case, I may have to revise my opinion of you. Increased strength and skill would serve as perfect complements to your beauty and esteemed lineage.
No, I just left something here. I don't share your tireless work ethic. You're quite something. I don't think I've ever seen you take a break.
When the fate of all the Alliance rests on your shoulders, the rigors of training seem paltry by comparison. Besides, when my admirers see that even an individual of my talent possesses a diligent work ethic, it is sure to inspire them.
I see, but I was wondering... Never mind, you're clearly busy.
Oh, is there something you require? What do you need? There is nothing I cannot handle.
Well, the trouble is, I'm no good at fighting. I'm a fragile young lady, not a fearsome warrior. I didn't even want to join the academy, honestly. My brother made me.
Of course. For a delicate flower such as yourself, no doubt battle must present a terrible hardship.
It does. It truly does. So, I was wondering if, in the next training session, you'd do my fighting for me? I mean, I can put on a tough, I'm actually fighting kind of air, but that's not quite enough on its own.
Please, leave all of the difficulty to me. I shall permit no harm to befall you.
I'm so happy. In that case, I'll focus on giving a convincingly soldierly performance. You know, Lorenz, you're a good guy. Not that I'd have expected anything less from a noble.
With each of your foes that I vanquish, I shall only become ever stronger. Yes, leave it all to me.
What a guy. And all I had to do was ask.
Voll verarscht.
Maybe I'll have a snack.
Voll verkohlt. So. Wir machen weiter mit der uninteressanteren weiter. Wie alt ist Ignaz? Egal. Kleiner Junge trifft kleines Mädchen.
Good morning, Lysithia. Out for a stroll, are we? It's lovely weather for it. I might go wander outside myself. I'm sure I can see some beautiful sights.
Ignaz, hold still, will you?
Sure.
Your shoes are untied. It looks sloppy. Let me just fix it for you.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. But really, I'm perfectly capable of tying them myself.
Clearly that's not the case. Otherwise, this wouldn't be an issue. Now, hush. There we go.
Thanks.
You've also got awful bedhead.
What? But I examined myself in the mirror before leaving my quarters.
It's the back of your head. Quite unkempt. You really should get it together. I mean, really. You're born to a noble adjacent merchant family, aren't you? You really should be more presentable.
Sorry, Lysithia. You're always so perfectly put together. In fact, I'd say you're perfect in all respects. I don't think I've seen you fail at anything.
Well, consider that if I make even the slightest misstep, everyone will treat me like a child. There's nothing I hate more than that.
I see. Well, I think you're very mature. If anything, you may be overdoing it somewhat. I mean, people treat me like a child sometimes. But I like it, because it reminds me that other people care about me. You know? No matter how much we stretch, some things are always beyond us. I think it's fine to be vulnerable and ask for help sometimes.
Ignaz, are you really lecturing me about how I conduct myself right now? You're a sheepish, unreliable scatterbrain who can only ever think about what others think of him. Perhaps you should worry about your own maturity before you start questioning mine. Although you certainly look the part of a baby, so maybe that's asking too much. Anyway, I've got things to do, so I'm gonna go now.
Lysithia, wait. Hey!
Out of my way. You're such a child, I swear.
That was uncalled for. After all, I am older than she is.
Jo. Ist er einfach ausgetickt. Hihi. Uhu. So. Ignaz. Oh, okay, Leonie.
Oh, Professor, here's the map you... Well,
Huh?
there's always next time, I suppose.
Hey, Ignaz! Didn't you have something to talk to the professor about?
Oh no, nothing urgent. You didn't cut short your conversation because of me, did you?
Come on, do I seem like the type to do that? No, I just had a couple of questions about the bows. We're done now, so I thought I'd come and tell you.
The bows? Is something wrong with them?
Lots of them have come in for repairs lately, so I switched out some of the strings for stronger ones. They've been breaking less, but now they're harder to draw.
Ah, I see. I suppose people would prefer if you went back to the lighter bowstrings.
Maybe. If the only issue was the draw weight, I'd just tell people to get stronger arms. But the real problem is that you can't shoot as fast. The arrows also fly too far now.
I can see how slower shooting is a drawback, but the arrows flying farther, that actually sounds like a good thing.
Sure, on open plains, but up close you lose accuracy. That's why I thought it might be good to use different bowstrings for different scenarios. I wanted the professor's opinion about that.
Oh, good point. You know a lot about bows, don't you?
Guess I do. I grew up in a hunting village, so I've been around them my whole life. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily better than anyone, but at least I know what I'm doing. And you? Do you have something you're really good at?
Me? Oh no, I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure you'll find your thing someday.
I hope so.
Das ging doch. Nicht so schlecht. Dann machen wir weiter mit Lysithia. Oh, gleichzeitig Raphael und Marianne. Geht's in der Kantine los?
This theory just isn't coming together. The thought behind it is sound enough, but...
Hey, Lysithia! Your forehead's all wrinkled. You look tense. Is something wrong? You know you can tell your big bro you know you can tell me anything, right?
Raphael, while I appreciate your offer, I'm not so sure you'll be much help here.
What does that mean? Oh, are you researching something complicated? In that case, yeah, you're probably right. Is there something else I can help you with? I'm really good at other things. Like training.
I have absolutely zero interest in such things.
I have an idea. Do you want to get real good at playing tag? I could teach you. There's a trick to it that most people don't know. Like to not get tagged and stuff. Let me show you. It's too sunny to spend all day inside studying. Come on, Big Bro's gonna take you outside.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Can't you see I'm busy? Go bother someone else. What nerve you have too calling yourself Big Bro, like I'm your little sister or some nonsense. Just cut the act.
Did I really say that out loud?
Anyway, my grades are miles better than yours. If you want to play the part of Big Brother, you'd probably benefit from studying way, way more.
Like I said, I'm really good at other things. Just not classroom learning.
I can't stand all the excuses. Clearly, you're the little kid here. You got all that? Now don't bother me again. Understood? Bye.
She must be going through a rebellious phase.
Ja, er hat einen Durchblick. Also nach den Gesprächen, die ich jetzt hier gesehen habe, also da tickt sie wirklich eher wie ein Kind ganz schön schnell hoch. Mönch spricht mit Mönch.
Oh, Marianne, there you are. Lysithia? What's all this commotion? What's happening? There's been an accident at the training grounds. A spell gone amok. Come on, we need all the help we can get over there. Oh no, but I don't know how We could really use your help before things get out of hand. Come on, hurry! I don't think I would be much help. Oh, for the goddess's sake! You won't know unless you try, will you? Don't decide you're of no use without even giving it a shot. Fine then. Forget it. I'll go on my own. You can just stand here and stare at the wall. I'm sorry. I can't do anything right. Oh. Perhaps I took it too far. Hey, Marianne? Do you have a minute? Listen, I'm sorry about all the stuff I said earlier. The situation was urgent, and I'll admit I wasn't thinking clearly. I shouldn't have been so callous. I hurt your feelings, didn't I? No, it's fine. I'm the one to blame. Huh? But hey, are you sure you're all... I'm the one who should apologize. All I did was get in your way. You would have made it to the training grounds much sooner if I hadn't slowed you down. Huh? Wait a second. It's all my fault. It's always my fault. The accident was probably my fault too. You're being so... negative. I don't know what to say.
Okay. Wir machen weiter mit Claude. Oh, da kommt jemand auf B. Dann fangen wir jetzt mit C an.
Is the water supposed to be this cold? God, my hand slipped again.
Hey, what's that noise? What are you doing?
Sorry. I'm sorry, okay? Another fine mess I've gotten myself into.
What happened, Claude? You're soaked.
The student whose turn it was to do the dishes today was ill, so I volunteered to take his place. The dining hall lady was on my case the whole time for breaking plates and getting water everywhere. Actually, not everywhere, mostly on myself. It was just one big mess. It wore me right out, too. I could really use a nap about now.
You might be a noble with a fancy bloodline, but you sure don't act the part.
Being noble or common doesn't have anything to do with washing dishes.
Oh, I dare say most nobles would refuse to do it. But hey, I prefer it your way. You don't act like you're better than everyone.
I'm honored that you acknowledge my greatness. And I'm rather fond of your blunt way of praising a person's strengths, too.
Really? To be honest, I don't actually trust my own ability to read people. I like to look for the good in them, but that doesn't always mean it's really there. I mean, you seem like a good person, but your heart could be black for all I know.
You say you can't figure people out, but what you said just now was pretty shrewd. It's wise not to trust appearances alone.
I'll keep that in mind. Though, I'm not sure I should be taking advice from someone covered in dish suds.
Yeah, I see your point.
Beim Teller abwischen verkackt. Wie geht das denn? Und B.
What are you writing there, Hilda? Wait, let me guess. You're replying to one of your brother's letters, right?
Of course. It's a pain, but I make sure to always send him a response, otherwise he'll worry. It's much easier than when we lived together. A few letters here and there are a small price to pay for this peaceful, brother-free environment.
Well, that's a fine thing to do, regardless of your reasons. As for me, it's been far too long since I've written to my parents.
Oh, I thought your father had died.
Not quite. He's still alive and kicking, as far as I know. The late Duke who died in an accident was my uncle.
I see. I do recall you mentioning that your mother was born into the Regan family. What's your father like, if you don't mind me asking?
He's quite the extravagant character. When I was a kid, he used to tie me to a horse and drag me around.
Excuse me?
In all fairness, I was quite a little brat. The horse thing sounds worse than it is. There's sort of a trick to it.
A trick I hope I never need to learn. Your mother didn't step in and make him stop?
Gods no, she'd just laugh right along with him. If my father is extravagant, my mother's more like a warrior goddess, or Maybe a demon queen. This one time, she got into an argument with my combat instructor and wound up in a full-on fist fight with the guy. What's more, she won. My instructor was a mighty warrior, undefeated in 100 battles, but even he was no match for her.
Huh?
Klingt
Your mother
nicht
is a
gut.
lady of nobility.
True, but she was the kind of woman to elope with the man she loved and throw it all away. Not your average duchess at all.
Ooh, they eloped. I like that. It's so romantic. Imagine abandoning your family forever to be with the one you love. Not everyone can do that.
It's not a question of can, it's a question of will. Even someone like you who generally despises effort would pull out all the stops for something you really care about. Isn't that right?
Excuse me? I put in plenty of effort.
Hey, that was a compliment. Anyhow, I look forward to the day when something inspires you to try your absolute hardest. It will be something to behold.
Mhm. Interessantes B. Dickes B, oh Mann. Ich höre schon auf. Raphael. Mit Leonie. Trainieren?
Hey, Leonie. Are you just getting back? Whoa, what's with the bag? It's huge!
Oh, this? I thought I'd get all my chores done at once. Guess it got a little out of hand. Sorry to be a pain, but could you help me out?
I'm happy to help. Where'd you go to get all this stuff?
Well, first it was just the cloth scraps from the tailor, and then it was the used oil from a restaurant in town. After that, it was the books the scholars didn't know what to do with. I mean, that was just on the way.
Whoa, it sounds like you did a lot of running around today.
It wasn't so bad. I just figured it would save time if I did it all in one trip.
You planned all that out? Impressive! What are you gonna do with all that stuff you got?
The scraps will be good for dishcloths, and I can make soap from the oil. The books are just to help with my studies.
You really can't let anything go to waste, can you?
Nope, can't stand the idea.
Who knew you were so thoughtful? I mean, with actual thinking ahead. You're so generous to everyone and always making me food. I never knew how much thought you must put into it.
I cook to relax, and it's nice seeing how enthusiastic you get about eating what I make. Whatever I give away is just the stuff that isn't useful to me. I pick up all sorts of things when I'm in town. Giving things like that to people who need them or who can actually use them makes sure they aren't wasted.
That makes sense. You've got to use up the stuff you've got after all. Hey, do you think you're like this because you didn't have much growing up?
I guess times were tough now that you mention it. The folks in my village definitely aren't rich. My dad had to go through a lot of trouble to get the recommendations I needed to attend the academy. That doesn't mean I've grown up to be stingy. It just means I don't like to squander. Anyway, enough of that. It's in poor taste to go on about your own hardships. I've always got time for a meal with a friend, and it so happens I picked up some choice meat today. Why don't we share it?
Now you're speaking my language.
Die Frau ist einfach nur geil. So. Klarer Favorit. Was geht hier ab?
Why do I have to clean the library? It looks like you're not busy. I was quite busy sampling pastries, I'll have you know. Who wants to sort books anyway? They're so bulky and heavy, it takes forever to lug them around. Right, Marianne? You agree with me, right? No, I don't mind it. Oh, you like cleaning then? I will say you look like someone who'd be good at it. Well... In that case, it's all yours. I'd only slow you down if I'm being honest. As I always say, if you want something done right, let someone else do it themselves. Right, I'm off to run some errands. I'll leave all this in your capable hands. Hey, Marianne, are you? Whoa, what happened? This place looks even worse than before. I didn't realize that was possible.
I'm sorry, Hilda. I just didn't know the best way to organize the books while sorting.
Oh, well, no way around it, I suppose. I'll show you how it's done.
Haha.
First, you
Karma.
decide where you'll put each topic. Then, all of the books that don't match that topic, remove them from the section. When you remove them, you need a temporary place to put them. Let's put books on magic here, books on swordsmanship here. Once you've done that, you just put the books back in their sections, like so.
Wow, Hilda, that was incredible.
Yeah, what kind praise. Looks like in the end, I'm doing this whole thing on my own,
Sorry. The least I can do is help you put them back on the shelf.
Mir gefällt der Danke, auch wenn er nicht richtig ist wahrscheinlich, dass Marianne möglicherweise Hilda verarscht hat. So im Sinne von, sie hat sich verpisst. Einfach verpisst. Ich mache ja alles unordentlich. Und als sie dann zurückkam, wie sieht es jetzt aus? Scheiße, wir müssen das noch machen, ne? Ich weiß nicht wie. Ja, sehe ich gerade auch. Ich zeig's dir ja. Alles aufgeräumt. Und Marianne steht im Hintergrund. Reingelegt. Aber es passt ja einfach nicht zu ihr. Also wird nicht der Fall sein. Sagen wir es mal so. Ja, dann gucken wir doch einmal kurz hier oben. Wir fangen mal mit dem Lanzenturnier an, weil ich geil bin. Pups. Erstmal wieder einsammeln. Schwertgurtfragment. Ein abgebrochenes Stück Metall von einem Schwertgurt. Gehört vermutlich jemandem, der eifrig trainiert. Aha.
The Western Fodlan is a complicated place.
I am sorry that the kingdom's unrest did not stop with Lord Lonato. Professor, the hero's relics are incredibly powerful. Please, be on your guard.
Mercedes.
Was? Geil auf sie?
Looks familiar.
Weg vom Studenten. Pädophiler Sack. Ah, okay. Leonie. Aber sowas von. Lanzenturnier, Mittelstufensiegel. Okay. Ingrid. Oh, schau mal einer, guck. Aber muss ich A drücken? Echt jetzt? Ist ja kacke. Ich möchte absitzen. Aha. Ich laufe die richtig um, ey. Ich ramme dort mit dem Pferd in den Gegner. Das sieht aus, als wäre die Fähigkeitenleiste bei Leonie schon voll. Kann ich da Sachen rauslöschen? Oh, ich kann 25 KP heilen. 2 Mal. Das sehe ich jetzt gerade erst. Egal. Bernadetta. Haha. Haha.
That takes care of that.
Sylvain. Alle platt machen. Bam.
Another one down.
Another one down. Aha. Ferdinand. Mensch, die ganzen anderen Charaktere von den anderen Häusern. Das ist ja unglaublich. Ich mache euch alle nieder.
I'll celebrate later.
Okay, ich mache die Kämpfe jetzt ein bisschen schneller. Und den letzten Dimitri. Und gedrückt halten. Bam, bam, bam. Und nochmal. Bam.
Another one down.
Easy. Get fucked. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Ah? Es war ja nicht viel. Egal, gern gemacht. Oh. Ich hab wirklich wenig Lust gerade auf rumlaufen und mit den Leuten sprechen. You know what? Speichern. Ich höre heute ausnahmsweise früh auf. So nämlich. Gucken wir doch mal so. Ich habe ja auch gespeichert. Ich glaube, dann mache ich das mal aus. Und spiele jetzt wieder ein bisschen Mario Maker. Bin mir nicht so ganz sicher. Bin mir wirklich nicht so ganz sicher. Bitte? Will ich nicht, will ich nicht, will ich nicht. Habe ich gesehen. Ich glaube, ich habe Bock. Was geht denn hier ab? Ich habe Bock auf ein bisschen Borderlands. Dementsprechend, ich mache einen Cut. Und den würde ich mal sagen, bis zum nächsten Mal. Danke fürs Zuschauen.